Hello friends, and welcome back. 10 songwriting tips, part 8. All right, in today's video, I've got a lot of ground to cover, a lot of things to show and demonstrate. So let's get started right away with replacing the MIDI bass with an electric bass. Here we go. And today's tip is try to make each track interesting. You are going to have many tracks in your song: drums, piano, guitar, bass, vocal. If you were to hit solo on any one of those tracks, you should be able to listen to it from beginning to end with some kind of interest in it. That's today's tip. While I was recording the electric guitar, I had to play the bridge 3 times, and kind of spontaneously on the moment, I started playing a riff during the 3rd bridge. I didn't intend in advance to do this. I didn't, plan it out really, but it came out that way. And I liked it so much that I figured, okay, we're going to make this part of the song. Here comes bridge 3. The different way that I played bridge number 3 of the song just came out spontaneously. But it does fall into line with what I'm talking about. Make each track interesting on its own. When listening back and I decided that I want to keep that guitar line, I also noticed that it kind of conflicts or argues with the bass line, because what I'm actually playing on the guitar is like a bass line, but it's not close enough to being the same with the other bass. It just sounds wrong. So I have to re-record the bass to make it match. Here comes bridge number 3. Today's tip to make each track interesting does not mean that each track needs to be complex, busy, complicated, fancy, or anything like that. It just means to make it interesting. But along with making it interesting, it is very important not to destroy or take away from the other things that are happening. You don't want it to sound like an argument of who's going to get attention, right? So you need to make each track interesting, yet not conflict with the other tracks. Here is an important element of how things should jibe together. This is the bass, this is the kick drum, and then there's another tom in addition to the kick drum with the bass. Okay, so that way they're both interesting. They're not identical. They don't have to be identical, or they can be identical. There's no rules in all this. But what you don't want it to do is you don't want it to sound like it's 2 separate people playing 2 different songs. Dun, 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 bum, ba, ba. Okay. Just a few measures later in the song, we have bridge 1. The bass is still doing a similar rhythm. It's not identical. Okay, so there you go. There's an example of making it interesting, but not to conflict and confuse each other's part. So this song is a little bit busy, a little bit complex. Your song doesn't have to be that way at all. But today's tip was try to make each track interesting. When you listen to each track of your song one by one, does it keep your attention? All right, so thank you very much. See you next time.